am Madan Karthik, Vice President, Vice Chairman of this institution. The invited guests from the industry, Mr. Mayana Ganeshan and Mr. Manivannan Sinnaswamy, principals, heads of department, faculties, invited guests, and more importantly, the graduating students of this day and your parents, friends from press and media. Good afternoon to one and all. I am quite delighted and deeply honored for having invited to deliver this graduation day address, that is 11th graduation day of this great institute, in the solemn function of a renowned institute campus of excellent group of institutions. Keeping in mind, as stated by our Mother Gandhiji, privilege is to fight to Bharati to deliver this excellent group of institutions in this. I laid the foundation, established the institute, joined with the motto of perfection, perseverance and purity, mainly for women and rural empowerment, by establishing this type of institution. And we shall need to remember the memorable, commendable services rendered so far and going to render since 2006 for achieving the education need and fulfilling the aspiration of the younger generations like you all. It is indeed my personal interest and privilege to be here, not only because I am belong to this particular region, and more importantly, in meeting the intellectuals, educationists, and people like you all, young brains, who are all facilitating the students in skill and personality development at this great institute. An institute is not an education institute which does not merely inform or providing a knowledge, but molding the character of the student and personal development. That's very, very important. That's what your industry colleagues are saying. Nowadays, getting a degree, because any institute is not a degree producing industries. They are all producing intellectuals and knowledge-based youngsters who can serve the society what it needs, what it should be required. So that's what we are all doing it. And more importantly, if you talk about in any institute, the institute should foster the human excellence through orderly debate on inculcating values in the perspective of the students and teachers through excellence, integrity, service, inclusion, leadership among the young generation. That's very, very important. And more importantly, I am happy to note that this Excel group of institution began with the minimal staff members and students now grown to within a short span of time to more than 12 institutions having more than 8,000 students and with a strong student-based network. I was informed that today's convocation more than around 1,000 students are going to receive the degrees and awards. It's really it's a very, very good development, and I am very happy to learn that this institute is empowering the students with high quality education, with the skill, and inculcate them in the right attitude with high quality knowledge, practical skills, ability to lead them towards the excellence. Because nowadays, the getting a degree is not important. So you can just like that, you can read and get a mark and score and get a degree. But getting a degree is not alone important. You shall need to develop a particular skill of your own interest, the skill of choice. That is very, very important. Dear students, it is time to celebrate a special occasion of this, receiving degrees and awards. I consider it as a feather to your crown and as a fruition of years of your sincere and assiduous efforts. I could see the jubilant faces of the students who are all going to receive the degrees and awards. And at this juncture, I personally take this opportunity to congratulate and appreciate the teachers and parents, and more importantly the institutional management for they are all squarely responsible what you are today. They are only molded and giving you the degree today. And more importantly, we all know that the world presently requires a sensitive citizens. There are huge expectations by you, by the society from you all, and you in the educationists. And more importantly, I want to highlight to indicate some of the few areas where the young graduates have to be aware of and responsive to. Education is a key yardstick by which the growth and development of any country can be delineated, and as such, it has occupied an honored place in the society, since education is an asset and playing an important role for reducing poverty. So, கல்வி என்பது ஒரு அழியா சொத்து நம் அனைவருக்கும் தெரிந்தது இல்லையா? கல்வி என்பது ஒரு அழியா சொத்து. அந்த கல்வி கற்பதனால் ஒரு தனி மனிதன் மட்டும் உருவாகுவதில்லை, ஒரு சமுதாயத்தை உருவாக்குகின்றான். தான் மட்டும் மேலே வருவதில்லை, தான் சார்ந்த ஒரு சமுதாயத்தை விளைவிக்கின்றது அனைவரும் அறிந்ததை. The main current focus of education is cover the quality, equity, affordability, accessibility rather than quantity. Nowadays, what the focus of education is not that quantity. We have to be a quality education because the teacher-centered monologues, you know, the education focus shifting from the teacher-centered monologues to the students and students learning exploration. That's what we are giving. That's what we used to indicate. As a teacher, we have to provide the information to the student, not from the books, from the out of the box thinking, out of the four wall of the classroom, so that student will keen to learn so many things. So nobody can deny that individual as well as society, education playing important role. Education helps discipline the mind, sharpen your intellectuals, and refines your spirit of learning. The education should end with employment. Employment energizes the educational opportunities and value addition. Skilling are the main pillar for rural livelihood. In this process, the women empowerment are very much essential for achieving their socio-economic livelihood status so as to ensure their food and nutritional security. We all know that India and Tamil Nadu are becoming the knowledge centers, business hubs, and attractive destinations for global investors due to unlimited availability of various natural resources with high quality manpower. As young graduates, we have to utilize, exploit this opportunity for your own growth as well as nation's growth. In the growth and development of any nation, the institution like this Excel group of institutions are playing a dynamic role in ensuring the stability and sustainability of national growth. I wish to congratulate all the faculties, principal and the chairman of this management of the institution for their outstanding contribution and dedication towards the bringing many laurels since their establishment in a shorter span of period of time. Next, I want to convey the message to the students that you should all feel proud to being associated with this institute, and I am sure that all of you will prosper in your life and come out with your flying colors. Being an enthusiastic and devoted educationist and a able administrator, Dr. A.K. Nadeshan is making and made unrelenting efforts in equipping the students to meet the changing needs of society, exploring the professional potential of the teachers, cultivating a happy and motivating, enabling environment in the institutions. I am sure that his contribution will continue taking the institute newer heights. Now there are many reforms education systems implemented by the government. The teachers' contribution to equip the students with the skills of decision making, problem solving, critical thinking and creativity are very, very important. See, it doesn't mean that whatever the amount of knowledge you are having, as Albert Einstein said, the knowledge is more important than creativity. Unless otherwise it doesn't have imaginary creativity, the amount of knowledge you acquire, you cannot come out with a successful personality wherever you go. Even if you become an entrepreneur, you should have an imaginary power. Like your chairman, what he has done 2 years before he started the institution, by virtue of his expertise and experiences, he illustrated all his imaginary idea, created this multi-faceted institute, because of which only you are all sitting, you are all getting a degree, everyone assembled here. So as educators, we are all share the same mission, nurturing your young people, bringing out the best from the individual. That is very, very important. As a teacher, we may come up with various students, but we should try to bring the best from them. What amount of talent? That is very, very important. That is the beauty and talent of the teacher. So every teacher cannot become a good teacher. A teacher is one always who seeks to bring the best of the student. That is very, very important. And build the confidence among the youngsters. That is very, very tough nowadays. Building of confidence and making them to be a confident personality. Give them a very good career path when they move out of this campus. That is very, very important. Really, and more importantly, we all know that, and being a technocrat, just I wanted to indicate, because we all know that both our central and state government, we are taking a genuine efforts in promoting startups in India, which help us reach the goal of Make in India. We all know that when Flipkart, Snapdeal, Redbus, we would enter into every household of ours, even before any specific government programs. We all know that how we are dealing various items through these type of service providers. I leave it to your choice and realize what you can achieve with the help of these startup initiatives and the help launched by the government. Why I am saying this, every institution nowadays we are all having here, see a couple of months before all the 13 state universities of the country under the leadership of our Honorable Chancellor Governor and Anna University, we organized a startup and Skill India program for making the entrepreneur skill among the students. See, the main thing is every institution we are having a technology in the incubators. The technology we are developing, but the technology how we are going to take up the field, people like you should come forward. Not only the industry or the stakeholders, people like a young aspiring entrepreneur should come out, should take the technology, a small venture, startup and go ahead, for which there are so many supporting facilities are being provided by not only the government, including various NGO and supporting faculty, through which you will be able to survive. And a couple of days before, we have signed an MOU with Tamil Nadu Open University. We have signed an MOU with the Entrepreneurship Development Innovation Institute, which is headed by Dr. B. Irayanbu, is the director of the institute, where we are going to select 4,000 unemployed young graduates, through which we are going to tie up with them, we are going to provide them skill, how we can become an entrepreneur, we are going to give them a basic communities, basic logistics, including the finance support through the banking sector. So that is what we are doing. The people like you should only come forward, not the institution we are having. I am offering a 211 program, more than 128 skill-oriented, community-oriented centers, not like that. But people like you should come forward. You have to peruse, you have to examine what is available across the world, across the country, across the institutions, which is best, because which is suitable for me as per the convenience, as per purpose. That is very important. Otherwise, everything cannot be learned and everything cannot be come out by the individual. So that is what being enthusiastic educational or youngsters like you should come out. Then only get able to utilize the facilities, because I have come from an institute where I have 1.3 lakh students. I am offering a 211 program. We have completed more than 211 lakh students are completed. But we introduced various innovative curriculum for the benefit of students. The noteworthy is, recently I have signed a MOU with the Maharashtra Knowledge Corporation Limited, where in which we are providing a job readiness program, employment-based skilling program, parallel employment education program. So like this, we are providing a skill-oriented program mainly for the benefit of students, because our motto is nowadays we have to expose the student the day one and the industrial exposure. That's very, very important. The student has to learn what is happening, not that I am saying this particular industry, maybe a software industry, maybe a mechanical industry, maybe a civil industry, or anything, even the journalism, media center, anything, it is depends upon you. So like that only, you have to develop interest and inculcate the values among the society, then you can come up. See, what I am saying is not that you young men should think towards becoming entrepreneurs and thereby become a job provider rather than a job seekers. You can think all of converting your brilliant ideas into developing a small products and then do a small business ventures. Look around the world. All tiny small electronic spares like biosensors, small diagnostic equipments are coming from a small Scandinavian countries like Sweden and Finland, etc. All of us are looking forward to work in giant multinationals like USA, Europe and Canada. But now the days have come that we can plan, perform, prosper in India itself. All multinational companies are coming towards India for large-scale manufacture of the products in automobiles, electronics, pharma industry. Look at China, Japan and Korea. They are all known for manufacturing of small indigenous engineering products at cheaper cost. You need to start thinking of this direction. You, the young technocrats, can make the revolution in the field of science and industrialization and thus growth of whole industry. Why I am saying this? Now we are entering into the fourth revolution of our country. Fourth revolution of the country. So how you live, how you are working, you are going in a fast direction. It is up to you to make it in a learning aspirations as per the demand driven, as per the going in a different directions. So you need to start thinking in the direction. And I am not saying that don't work for others, but at the same time, don't restrain from yourself taking advanced innovation business ventures. With these efforts only and confidence only, now our own son of soil, we all know that Mr. Sundar Pichai has become the CEO of Google. So the famous saint, Swami Vivekananda said, take risk in your life. If you win, you can lead. If you lose, you can gain. As he said, both success and failure will teach you a lesson what to be and what not. The successful personalities in the globe are always optimists. Be confident. It can only change your aims and attitudes. And the வெற்றிக்கு தோல்விக்கு அதிக வித்தியாசம் கிடையாது. வெற்றி என்பது பெற்றுக்கொள்வதற்கு, தோல்வி என்பது கற்றுக்கொள்வது. இதுதான் சாமி விவேகானந்தர் சொன்னாரு. ஏன்னா வெற்றி ஆல்வேஸ் வாழ்க்கையில் வெற்றி அடைய முடியாது. ஒவ்வொரு வெற்றிக்கு பின்னாலும் ஒரு தோல்வி கிடைக்கும். நான் தான் என்னுடைய I used to indicate to the research scholar, don't bother about the 10 numbers of treatment, whatever the methodology. Whatever the research outcome you are getting, either positive or negative, both are the outcome. If you are getting a negative result, you are learning that this should not be done. This also giving some, preaching you some lesson, what to be and what not in your career. ஆனால் எப்பவுமே நம்ம வந்து வெற்றியே கிடைக்க நினைக்காதீங்க. ஸோ வெற்றி என்பது பெற்றுக்கொள்வதற்கு தோல்வி என்பது கற்றுக்கொள்வது என்ற மனநிலை இருந்தால், தைரியம் இருந்தால் வாழ்வு எதை வென்றாலும் சாதிக்கலாம் நாம் அனைவரும். So the opportunities for the graduates like you are plenty in the world, but the employable skills, as indicated by some of our tech industry people, employable skills you need to be upscaled as per the domestic and global demand in order to address the gamut of various career-related activities available in front of you. We have to find out where the lacuna is. Many of them shall need to update your knowledge and skills and the practical knowledge in your subject. The attitude of studying the subject lesson only for the purpose of exam should be changed. The purpose is not only reading and writing, scoring marks. That's not going to serve your purpose. Serve your purpose. You can get a degree, but you cannot success in your career. So we need to keep ourselves with the employable skills. Don't get satisfied with your degree. Add additional strength to your biodata. You can continue your education at any stage. Nowadays, this is possible through a open distance learning program. We are also going to launch an online program. The MOOCs already, the massive open online course already we have started. 24/7 online DD you are getting. Due to socio-economic status, you cannot able to continue a degree. You can continue your degree sitting in your home, sitting in abroad, anywhere, anytime. The learning is possible because of the technological oriented advancement ICT enabled education service provided by the various institutions. So just I want to indicate a few things. For example, recently I happened to see some of the top scientific innovations happen across the globe. So one fine indication is that the scientists, the students from the Minnesota College of Science and Engineering USA, they can able to harness a non-invasive technique called a telekinesis, which is otherwise called as electroencephalography, in which